Hey there, and happy Monday. Forgot to grab my iPad. It's like, oh, if you tune in right away, you'll be like, where'd she go? Okay, so today I am doing card number 2 for Deb Warwick's virtual stamp party. And recently I've been talking to some of you, and you're still working on Valentine's, which is fine because you have like a week yet to get Valentine's finished up and such. And others of you are looking forward to spring projects already. I'm kind of like feeling that way today, especially because it's a nice, bright, sunny day. Hi there, Lisa. Hi, Jeannie. And so today the card that I'm going to make for you has a really nice, soft spring look to it. So hi there, Kay, and I'm excited to show you some new products from the mini catalog. And Tori, Traveling Tori, that's what I'm going to call you from now. Traveling Tori is checking in too. So with this, it's highlighting or showcasing some of the new products from the mini catalog, as well as a celebration paper offering too that's free. And so I always kind of like to let you guys see some projects using up some of that free paper so that you can order it and get that ordered in time before celebration so short before that's gone. So the end of February and it'll be gone. So we still have 3 weeks, but I still want to bombard you kind of with some options for that. So let me put down my iPad and get my camera moved around for you guys. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We packed lots of little things, but fun things in. If you watched my Friday video, I kind of had talked about everything I wanted to do, and believe it or not, I think we did it all, which is great. So weather didn't hinder that. Sometimes that can happen, or sickness this time of year too, but no, it was a good, fun weekend. I hope you guys did fun things too. Okay, so here is Deb Warwick's card number 2. Hi there, Lynette. And like I said, just soft spring colors for this. So just highlighting Pear Pizzazz and So Saffron with the Flowering Rain Boots bundle. And I just love these boots. I think they're so cute. Thanks, Ruth. Hi, Lois. And the fun thing about these boots is I love to garden. I don't know if you know that about me. I have a huge garden, vegetable garden. And so my son one year for my birthday bought me these type of pretty fun boots from Runnings. And he surprised me with some really cute, like black with bright polka dots on them. And they have come in so clinch so many times for things around the farm. And I kind of think I look kind of cute, or at least my boots do, because not always do I look so cute in my garden. Tori, this does look like a set you would love. I could so see that. Okay, so where I'm getting this bundle from is the mini catalog, like I said. And then when you open up to page 30, that's where you see this, and it's kind of fun because it gives you a couple different options. Today I'm doing this. I actually am casing this sample from Deborah Harrison, another fellow demonstrator, and I was going to try and mix it up, maybe like kind of use a layout, but maybe use this instead or those flowers instead. But I really liked these boots, so next time I'll use a watering can or maybe this pot. And tulips are my favorite flower, so I'm like, why not kind of just work with what she did and not reinvent the wheel. And I want to give her credit for that because I really like how it turned out. And I also love that she used some of the designer series paper. But before I get too far too, if I go back to page 19, this little hidden gem I'm finally using today too. It's actually kind of upside down in the catalog here, but it's the Cloud Punch, like I said, page 19. So that's where I'm going to put my sentiment for my card there. And then, let's see, I was going to grab my celebration brochure here to show you where to find the cute paper, because I think today's paper is kind of hidden. Here we go. You see all these bright daffodil papers and you go, yeah, daffodil, daffodil. But one of the papers here on the back side has these cute little hearts. So let me show you a full sheet. I kind of went over the sheet set on different videos, so I won't do it today. So you kind of see this busy display here, or design, I should say. And then on the other side, it's vanilla with some Pear Pizzazz tiny little hearts. And I think, oh, how cute. So there you go, Tori. Tori and I were texting back and forth today, and she's like, what do I do when all I have is Valentine's stuff packed and I need to make some birthday cards? Well, here, like, here's some hearts. Maybe you can take today's video and get something out of it. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like, these are green, so that helps. It's going to look like spring because it's a soft green color versus pinks and reds. But I know you, and you probably can make that happen. Hi there, Amy. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so let me put that down. And I will get started on my card here. So for those of you just joining in, there it is. Using lots of dies too. So I think I will just show you that and then put that by my machine. So this gives me a really nice border. So I'll use that today. And then for the flowers, and then for the green leaves and stems, and the fun little galoshes. And these are the Rain Boots dies, but those are the ones I'm using today. And we still have a really nice like clay pot, watering can. I was even going to try and maybe put that in. I'm like, no, I'm going to save that for a different day. The other arrangement of flowers here. And then this is for the fun seed packet that coordinates with the stamp set there. So I will put these things aside. So yeah, there's the stamp set if I didn't show you that too well in the first part. Oh, and things that dies don't have are great sentiments here. And I love a lot of these sentiments that come with it as well. So I really wanted to showcase that because where would we be without our great sentiments? Okay, so let me stamp out. I think I'm going to stamp everything out and then kind of die cut and punch. Hi there, Christine. So the two ink pads that I'm using here, first is So Saffron. And this is something different too that I'm bringing to you, which is kind of not quite fingernails on a chalkboard, but something that I tend not to like to do. You can see the designer series paper from the daffodil package that's free with celebration coordinates with Very Vanilla, and this all looks so pleasing to the eye. Very Vanilla, Pear Pizzazz, free paper. Okay. Tori, I'd love to buzz down and give you some supplies at your resort, like for a week. Like, I think it would take me a week to give you things. Like, I'd have to pull them out of my bag one at a time all week long. Just kidding. Okay, back to my card. So something I don't do very often is I'm stamping things on white, on the basic white, and I like how it went. I think the color would have been too dull if I did my stamping on the Very Vanilla, and then adding it to the white really makes it pop and doesn't take away from the vintage look of the paper. So I just had to show you that is something like some other people too would be like, it's like wearing white after Labor Day or something like that. If you're old fashioned that way. Now I think that rule probably has not applied for a long time, but kind of that similar type of thing. So let me get out my So Saffron ink pad here and these fun little spring galoshes. And I'll just ink those up like so. How fun when you see this, how fun that the outside boot edges are darker and then, you know, kind of shading in there and then a little bit more color. At first when I went past this, I'm like, in the catalog, I thought, am I going to have to color these boots in every single time? And you could add more color and just go over it with some markers or, you know, Stampin' Blends or something like that. But I thought, oh, how fun that the stamp actually just does that. And Tori's making room for me right now in her condo or her apartment. I love it. Okay. And then the other color that I'm going to use is Pear Pizzazz today. These two go together super well. And with that, I'm going to pull over this nice arrangement of the leaves and stems. You can kind of see here that I was making my sample, and you know how fun that would be to make like French fries? Look at that. Doesn't that look like we went to McDonald's and there's French fries sticking out of that? And then on this opposite side, I am going to take that Live Life in Full Bloom and just stamp that out kind of over here. And then my other stamping that I need to do is going to be back to the So Saffron. And I was kind of like worried, you know, like, is this video going to get too long? But after I stamp everything out and cut it out, then the whole card just comes together super fast, which I always think is kind of fun to show you guys. Now here again, look at those tulips, how there's different shades of the light and the dark for the different tulips on there. And I love how that just happens with one ink pad, one ink color. So that's pretty special in my mind. So before I run these through my cut and emboss machine, I'm going to grab my cloud punch here, and this is going to be the first time that I'm using my cloud punch. So excited to get it, and now I just need to use it. So I'm just going to kind of fit this off to the side in there so that it's in there, but I'm leaving some space here on purpose because I kind of need to fit my bow in that I'm going to do. Yes, I'm going to tie ribbon like this. And okay, Sarah said, yeah, I didn't think I needed this set. Yeah, that took me all of about 30 seconds of looking at it in the catalog. I think I maybe flipped to the next page, went right back and added it to my list. That is how that works sometimes. Okay, so we've got the boots. Just as I pile it up, does anybody else do this? Like I pile up the things and I'm like, oh, they just look so cute, like the colors together. And maybe the video doesn't do it justice like it does in person, but sometimes just cutting things out and doing that, I kind of get excited about just how pretty it starts to come before I've done anything really with it. Okay, today I'm using these things again, and always will show you adhesive sheets. These things are the bomb when it comes to adding things that like this little accent piece today. So you see it's a pretty big die, but the back, all I'm using is that very fine line, kind of like a little lattice. So what I want to do here is just take with my adhesive sheets. Oh boy, I didn't cut this one very well. Hopefully it'll just happen. I try and cut it kind of, there we go. Yay. I cut it usually where there's like a seam so I can just peel it off easily like a sticker. So there's the thing that's like a sticker. And then I'm just going to put this on top of my Pear Pizzazz strip here. And then this is going to be the back side. And now this is going to be where I do the die cut. So now I'll have adhesive right across there. And I get a lot of questions about this, so I try and be thorough almost every time, because this way, if you go back to this video for maybe a different project you're working on, you can go, okay, yeah, that is how she did that, instead of now what video, you know, months down the road did she show us step by step. The adhesive sheets are so great, and they're so easy to use. Oops. Okay, so we've got all these little tiny triangles or squares, I guess, too, that pop out here like so. So I'm just going to set those here, and everything else is out of that die. Then we've got this, which that's the part that I wanted the adhesive on. And yeah, you could use your fine tip glue pen or other things that are, you know, just little dabs here and there of glue. But how fun to just be able to take this and just, yeah, get it started anyway. How fun it is if when it starts to come off. And I thought left, here we go. I was going to say at the edge, I thought I left some there. So you peel that off, and now all of this is sticky thanks to those great adhesive sheets. Hi there, Fern. Hi, Lorna. Good to see you guys on here. And let me bring over the rest of my sheets now kind of for assembly. So I'm going to start with this designer series paper, like I said, free with celebration, the daffodil collection. This is cut 4 by 5 1/4. And then this I'm just going to put across the top, and I'm going to kind of try and center that so that equal amounts of my little triangle are going to be kind of going off on both sides. Let's see here. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make it exact there. Close enough. Okay, so I'm just going to press that down. And now with that adhesive sheet on there, it is pressed down. But you can see where this would be a little bit more difficult to get adhesive on there without showing or kind of coming off. And now with my scissor, I just flip this over, and I can cut off the little bit of extra there, and then the little bit of extra here. And now it is the exact size going across there, across the top. All right, and then next I'm going to just put that on top of my Pear Pizzazz card base today. And then it's folded this way, so we have 4 1/4, which is actually twice that, by 5 1/2, scored in the middle there. And let me get some adhesive on the back side of this paper. I always feel like this side, for some reason, with this design, looks kind of jungly. Like I feel like there's supposed to be some like wild animal that should come charging out of that array of greenery there. So now I've got that on there, and now lots of popping up of things. So I'm just gonna flip over the cute little So Saffron rain boots here. Just start putting on some dimensionals here and there and everywhere so that they stick and pop up really well. And let me get all of these little things off of here. And that's going to be kind of where I start building my card. Yep, they're all off. So I'm just going to kind of tuck those in the corner, but far enough away so when we add the flowers, they're not going to go off the edge or anything. Hey there, Linda. Thanks for joining in. And then I'm going to add a couple dimensionals here for the greenery, like so, to pop that up. And now this is the fun part, is that I wasn't sure if I should tuck them behind or whatever, but they just seem to kind of easily want to tuck, well, easily, but I put my dimensional kind of too low. I don't like that. So let me move my dimensionals, just because if it's too low, it's going to be on top of my boots that are already popped up. Okay, so yeah, so when I had my dimensional down here, it was like on top of that, and it was going to make for a thing. But when done correctly, then these just kind of sit right on top of the boots there, kind of the way it was designed. Imagine that Stampin' Up! Would coordinate something fun like that. And then for these flowers, the tulips, I thought I might have to get out my mini dimensionals, but I found that the regular dimensionals fit right in those little flowers on the back side perfectly. It's almost like that was designed to be on purpose too. That's fine too. But the other fun thing is then there's exactly enough stems for all of these. So when we have 2 over here, kind of 3 in the middle and 2 off to the side, then I can just line up all of those just like so. So we have pop up, pop up, pop up. And then for the sentiment, I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to pop this up kind of 2 over to the side, but then I also am going to add just a little bit of adhesive because it's going to go up and over the boots, which I find ironic because I feel like I've been doing a lot of this where the sentiment is popped up on half of it, and then this I just put regular adhesive so it can kind of stick right on there like so. And this is that point that when I was starting my card too, that I was pointing out how the very vanilla and white, usually I can't look at that. I feel like this has to be in very vanilla if the background paper has any kind of very vanilla, but it really wasn't bothering me at all to have this. I just feel like it is a nice little light and brighter layout to do that. And then for accent pieces, here's where I'm going to get crazy today for you guys, and I'm going to add an actual bow. And I have to tell you where I best learned to do it for my hands. I have bigger hands. And so my team member, Joyce, she said, Belle, just do rabbit ears. And I'm like, well, that's kind of like what my kids did when they were learning to tie their shoes. 2 of them, my husband had to teach how to tie their shoes because 2 of them are left-handed like he is. And one of my boys, whoops, I'm going to start over because already that's not good. And one of them, I got to teach how to tie his shoes. So we have 1 righty and 2 lefties. I do a lot of things left-handed, but tying shoes wasn't up my alley for getting to show them. So after you get your little rabbit ears, just feed that through. And I try and start small because then I always feel like you can kind of expand and make your bows smaller or larger, however you want. I actually think this is about the size that I want it to be. When I used to just tie a knot and then a bow, I always felt like all of my bows looked like they were upside down, and I was so just frustrated with the whole process. And that's when Joy said, Belle, I have to show you something. And boy, did that change my life. Still takes a little bit, but I think tying bows, it just takes a little bit, especially if you want them to look nice. So then with my bow, I just take the middle knot there and press that into a glue dot to make that sticky. And then that's just going to kind of sit up here, kind of in the corner of my boot, and then also kind of frame my my sentiment there, live life in full bloom. I feel like it's kind of caving in here for some reason. So I'm going to stick just don't like the way it looks. I feel like if I can see it through my camera lens as I'm filming, it's going to even look worse in real life. So I'm just going to take your pick tool here, then lift this up and see if I can just slide that in kind of without ripping anything. I'm going to do that. We'll see. Otherwise, I might have to jam a mini in there too. Does anybody else do this, like tear apart their projects in the middle of it? There. That lifted up better. I thought that adhesive would be stuck there and then I'd really be in trouble like that. Hi, Jennifer. So there we have that. And then, so maybe it looks a little, I can get that to straighten out though. It looks a little frumpy, but like I said, I can fix that. I can work with it. And actually, I'm going to go on top of here and here with some more accessories besides my bow. And that is going to be the 2020-2022 in color square gems. And so if you remember these colors, then we've got the Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Magenta Madness, Cinnamon Cider, and the Bumblebee. And even though this is so saffron, like I said, when it comes to accessories, ribbons or gems or jewels or anything, I feel like so many of the things coordinate so well, even if they aren't spot on exact. So I'm going to take one of the larger of the square gems, and I tend to use these more as diamonds than I do squares. So by putting that there, I can kind of tuck that ribbon behind there, and then I'm going to take one of the smaller of the little gems, square gems here, and make that be a diamond over here. So larger where the, like if you see the cloud punch, well actually it's going to be this way, there's a larger end and a smaller end. So I thought that kind of tied in well to use a larger square gem and then the smaller square gem there too. And that just kind of makes the card a little bit more special to have that little bit of bling on there. Now for the inside, I didn't want to do too much because live life in full bloom. You could make this be just a thinking of you card. It could be a birthday card, you know, just any occasion. But I thought, all right, what am I going to do? Can anybody say, oh boy, do I hear you? What am I going to do with all these little pieces that were on the inside of here? Like, I feel like I might want to use those. So I thought maybe I should just peel away some of these stickers. Going to kind of center one. We'll see if that's the center, and just peel these off. And it doesn't take too long because I was like, oh, if this takes too long, I don't want to do that. But then I'm like, you know what? You guys get the drift. This is what it looks like all done ahead of time. So you can see, just kind of adds a fun little look. And another thing that I wanted to point out too is that when you cut out that border, which goes across the top here, then you kind of almost get two borders here. And I'm so glad that Tori's actually watching, because watch this. I can take my scissor now. I want to make sure I don't have the ribbon one, that I have the paper one. And now we have like two banners. So how fun that that die that is kind of more like a lattice. Now we have, like, we can make birthday cards, and we can like even crisscross them for fun little additions for, could be baby card, since this is Pear Pizzazz, or birthday or something like that. So now this is ready to go in the inside. So I feel like this card has like one purpose for the lattice across the top, but now we have three different things that we can do after we've cut that all out. There we go. Excuse me. All right, so here is, hey Pam, lots of dies on today's card. Pam's just joining in, but Pam loves dies, so you might have to rewatch just to see all the dies in action. And so this is Deb Warwick's card number 2 for her virtual party. There and there. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed getting some different ideas with some of the things too. Which is always my goal, if I've learned them, to share them that way too. So how you can get the 3 cards that I'm making for Deb's virtual party is to place a minimum $25 order. Keep in mind it's celebration, so I always have the minimum order be $25 to get the 3 cards from my hostesses as a thank you from the hostess and myself for ordering through her party. But with celebration, you might go, and if you know me at all, I'm never one like, hey, you need to spend money or you need to order. But if you are, you might go, well, maybe I'm going to double that to get something free. Like today, I might get the flowering boots bundle, and then my free celebration would be the pretty daffodil paper. Kind of a great combination. And if it doesn't, if you see different bundles and it doesn't quite make it to 50, some are just over, some are just under, then it's always fun to kind of just plop on like that accessory, like the in color gems too. And so that might be a nice thing to do with today's card. But anyway, then if you order the minimum 25, not the 50, you can though, then you get her cards for free from her and I as a thank you. And then tomorrow will be card number 3, and then her virtual demos will be wrapped up, even though she's keeping her party open till the end of the month. And then I'll start right in with KQ Block's virtual party for the rest of the week too. So that will fill up the rest of my week. So hope you guys have a good evening, and I will catch you guys tomorrow afternoon. Thanks. Bye-bye.